And without further ado, let's send you over to the main stage. It's time for one of my favorite games, Ultimate Doom by Zello.
All right, hello everyone, AGDQ 2024. I am Zello or Zello. Doesn't matter how you say it, never matters to me. This is gonna be a really fun run. The last time Doom was at AGDQ, it was 2019. I was actually on the couch with Dime. And now, 5 years later, for Doom's 30th anniversary, we're gonna have some fun with this run. on the couch behind me, I have two wonderful friends and commentators. If you wanna quickly introduce yourselves.
I'll go first. Hi, I'm Peaches. I don't speedrun this version of Doom all that much, but I do speedrun Doom 64 and Chex Quest. So I have some general knowledge on kind of Doom mechanics, but in terms of the kind of play-by-play of the run, we'll be relying on our buddy Dime here.
I'm King Dime. I've done all these classic Doom runs way too many times.
Well, I'm glad y'all are both here, but we'll go ahead and get started. So the category is pretty typical. It's UV speed, that is ultraviolence, which is the hardest normal difficulty. Nightmare gets its own separate category, and then speed is just the any percent moniker. We're gonna do all 4 episodes back to back. But with that, I'm gonna let these two take it for commentary, and we'll get started in 3, 2, 1, Doom!
Doom. Well, we've got the iconic level, the hangar, but you're really not gonna be seeing this one for too long. But you'll see right there that Zello picked up the Mega Armor, and the Mega Armor provides Zello 50% damage reduction. And this is gonna be extremely important for E1M3 Toxin Refinery. That is gonna be coming up very, very soon. So the main movement mechanics behind Doom, you're gonna see Zello is strafing all the time instead of moving forwards. And that's because with a forward input and a strafe input, you move 28% faster. And there's also an alternate type of strafing that's even quicker called Strafe 50. And Strafe 50 includes a turn command and also a strafe on command where you can move 41% faster, except with the downside that your angle is locked. So unfortunately, you can only really do that in long hallways. All right, bang on into it. We're into the Toxin Refinery, which has shotgunners, zombie men and imps and pinkies everywhere. So Zello had a tiny mishap in this room, but it's not really too bad when you fall down because you can pick up a 25% med kit, which is just like a fantastic safety factor because enemy damage is random, your damage is random, movement, essentially everything that you can think of. So shotgunners dealing between 9 and 45 damage. It's a massive damage range, and I talk about this level being so difficult, and Zello just crushes it. So
yeah, I'm glad to get that out of the way because there are 3 very hard levels in episode 1. This is actually one of the more difficult episodes to run, but we have a really nice trick coming up with this jump here using SR50. We can hopefully get to this ledge way faster than we're supposed to.
There we go, 3rd try. Nice job, Zello.
And my door's broken slightly.
Yeah, that yellow door is frustrating because there's 2 different things that are tagged similarly in that level. So if enemies are using a lift earlier on, you can't open the door simultaneously. All right, getting into E1M5. This is one of the most difficult sections for this run. So E1M5 through E1M7 are longer levels with lots of hit scanners. Now you think of hit scanners as low tier enemies, but essentially they do damage or they don't do damage. And that's very frustrating as a speedrunner because you just, I don't know, it takes down the reliability on the run and it's not really up to you how much damage that you're taking.
Yeah, and compared to the higher tier enemies, they either have melee attacks or they throw a projectile at you, both of which are kind of dodgeable to a degree. But the ranged hit scanners just decide to do damage to you, which makes them really lethal.
Yeah, and early on in this map, Zello picked up the rocket launcher, and obviously the rocket launcher has a ton of splash damage, and it's just going to tear through these enemies here. Little dark room, but you can take a secret through the middle, and then toss a few rockets to knock out these pinkies. Pinkies are really wide, huge hitboxes.
All right, we're gonna get this trick right here. So normally you get locked in a room for 30 seconds, but if we get a shotgunner to block the door with his head, we can just leave. Just really quick.
Nice.
Nice. So 30 seconds saved there. Zello's gonna wrap around and pick up just a few items, some power-ups, and some rockets. So the rockets are imperative for the final level of Episode 1, where you're fighting the Barons of Hell, and to make use of rockets in these little cubby holes. So this is an odd secret area that's off the beaten path. But after the yellow key, Zello is going to be careful to not make any noise, if possible, to keep the imps in position. Whoops.
Yeah, I ended up flubbing the movement a little bit. It's a little tight.
Yeah, optimally to get through this corridor, you can get through it in a single shotgun blast. But, you know, things happen, enemies move in odd directions. Alrighty, gonna use some more rockets to blast through the corridor. And this final room can be a bit infamous, but if cleared just right, Zello's gonna have enough room to fire 3 rockets and get straight through.
There you go, no problem.
Nice one.
Yeah, extremely dense and full of enemies there on Ultraviolence. All right, this in my opinion is just maybe even the top level in all of Ultimate Doom. It's called the Computer Station, designed by John Romero, which has just a sweet amount of just interconnections, places to go, secrets everywhere. But Zello's making use of the chain gun here to do just massive damage. It's so effective against Episode 1 enemies. All right, Zello's coming up to the red key before we're going to be backtracking. And if you remember the lift room, just 10 or 15 seconds ago, we're backtracking to do an interesting jump off into a secret area.
Yeah, this gets me a soul sphere, which gets me 100 health. Like, there's a lot going on in this map, and we want all the protection we can get.
Yeah, for sure. And the green armor there that Zello picked up, the difference from blue armor is green just provides a 33% damage reduction. But you got to be a little bit careful, because if you pick up a blue and then you pick up a green, that's going to result in a reduction. But such a long level, so many hit scanners. Like Zello's just doing his best to get through, just push through.
That was a good one.
There we go, slamming through Episode 1. So there's a soul sphere there in the secret, which provides 100% HP, which is nice. And then we're coming right up to the Bruiser Bros. Zello's going to be strafing to the side and attempting, 3 rockets to the left, 4 rockets to the right. Hey, this is going excellent
Nice.
compared
There
to
we go.
practice just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, right? Now I just have to see if I can get this jump right here, so I don't have to do the Hall of Shame. Nope, I just barely missed it.
I wanted to watch the Stairwell of Shame.
One more try. That should be good. There we go.
There we go.
Nice.
That still probably saves time. So we're just going to die at the end. There's a special sector at the end where once you hit less than 10% health, you clear the map. And now we are on to Episode 2.
Yeah, Episode 2 already, where we get into the Sandy Peterson maps. Because Sandy was thrown in and had to create like 19 maps for the first Doom in 10 weeks. So kind of the lion's head of the map design there. So Zello just pressed a switch, which just lowered this area with a ton of pinkies. And optimally, you can get through by just killing 2, which I think we got right there. And hey, we have a tomato that showed up. There we go, the iconic Caco Demon.
I love the Caco. My favorite meatball.
But Caco Demons have like a ranged projectile attack and also an instantaneous melee attack that can deal up to 60 damage. So you need to be very careful when you're kind of wrapping around or strafing around Caco Demons, because if you get too close, you can immediately take damage.
Yeah, especially if there's a couple that kind of like surround you. You'll just take a bunch of hits at once.
So this is normally a really long level, but if you just do this, well, we can do this instead, and it won't be as long a level. So there's no real height displacement in Doom due to the engine, so we can just hit a switch from way below, and that makes for a good backup.
Yeah, for a slight second there, I was wondering if you were quick enough on the backup strategy, because it results in a soft lock if you missed it, but just in time.
I am pinned against the wall.
Yeah, Zello mentioned the infinite height. That's true too for enemies. So if there's one below you, you can't jump over its head.
Alrighty, so we're just getting to the end of the refinery, and this is probably a perfect place here, Prolix, to throw in some donations. Go ahead for a couple levels here.
You got it. I have a $5 donation here from Chaos Wolf saying, just want to say hey to my fellow Texan and Doom enjoyer, Zello. There's a lot of L's and O's in there. So here's wishing you the best of luck on the run, especially the start of episode 4.
Thanks, Wolf.
I have $50 here from Starktron, simply saying, GDQ hoip. My first time getting to say one of those this event, so I had to throw that in there. We've got $25 here from Artemis, and their comment, gamers must go fast. Defeat the cancer for all. Hype floats on the wind. And then a donation here toward Prevent Cancer Foundation. It's $25 saying, GDQ is back and it's time to play video games rapidly to beat cancer. Always a highlight in the cold winter months. Looking forward to all the runs and all the hype. And that is from our favorite donator, Shoddy. Very appropriate username for this run. Thank you. $50 from Strawberry Yoshi, saying Strawberry Yoshi here. Trom and I have been supporting from afar for 9 years, and we're overjoyed to be attending for the first time. Hey, welcome out there. Waggy donated $25 to PCF, no comment. And I have a donation of $15 here from Average Tenju saying, I watch this event every year with my friends. We start the hype on a Sunday with a Super Bowl style party.
All right, so we got a cool trick right here. You might have seen, well, you might have seen death as well. I didn't save at the beginning of that. Cancel what I just said. We're going back. Prolix, you can keep going with donations while we get back to the end of this.
Gotcha. Real quick, I wanted to mention, just because I wasn't aware of this either, but one of the available prizes right now is a scented candle. Minimum donation of $10 gets you an entry to win a Doom Ruin scented candle. So if you're curious, like I am, what Ruin smells like, there you go. Get in for that candle now. $25 here from Sporadic Erratic saying, you got this, Zello, woo! Ultimate Doom hype!
Thanks, Sporadic.
And no comment here, but Nuclear Cheese donating $1,000. Thank you so much for the generosity. One more? No, we're good. All right.
Good. So let's try this again. So you may have seen previous runs do a Void Glide, which is an out of bounds for this level. We have a little bit of a different way of doing it now. That's kind of neat. Dime, you want to explain a little bit on it?
Yeah, Zello's going to this specific corner to set up a little trick called momentum preservation. You did it.
It was so quick, I didn't realize it was going to happen, so yeah.
So quickly, but the momentum preservation to go faster than 32 units per tick to get completely out of bounds. And there's a second portion with this switch trick, where essentially if you're too far on the switch, there's going to be no noise. But before that, you'll get the use press sound. So Zello is using that as a cue as far as when to press the switch.
Oh, first try rocket jump, nice.
Amazing job, Zello, getting that first try. It's deceptively tricky. But as we all know, here's the iconic final boss of episode 2, the Cyber Demon. Cyber Demon has a healthy HP pool of 4,000. And all of this plasma routing, we're grabbing cells, grabbing plasma before that is because it deals more DPS than the rocket launcher here that Zello's following up with.
Nice.
The Cyber Demon is immune to splash damage, so plasma deals much more.
Yeah, and that makes those Lost Souls extra annoying, because if you tag a Lost Soul with a rocket, you're not going to damage the Cyber Demon at the same time.
So in my opinion, this room here is just extremely frustrating when dealing with this, because these two Caco demons, obviously, they don't care about speed. They're just staying here to be a pain in the butt.
Look, they're cute. I'll give them some screen time.
But Zello picked up the shotgun and also a box of 20 shells, which is kind of important, because if you do the fastest method on this map, where you skip the box of shotgun shells, you might not have enough to get through that pinky hallway, because they can take 2 hits to kill, but they can also take 3 hits to kill. If you get too many that take 3 hits, then you're just out of luck.
Shout outs to this level, by the way. It's shaped like a giant hand. Just your one little bit of trivia for this map.
Yeah, if you open up the auto map, you can see that. But that's all we have on the notes for this one. I don't think anybody knows what to say about Slough of Despair. It's a Sandy map. Sandyisms.
Okay, coming up, there's going to be a pretty interesting trick called a key bump. And when you're moving around in Doom, what the game does is it checks where you're about to move. Then it'll pick up any items that you could possibly pick up, and then it'll check if it's valid to go there and kick you back if it's not a valid position. So what that means is that if there's like an item that's kind of like behind a wall or like up on a ledge, you can run at it really quickly. The game will pick it up and then check if you're allowed to go there, and you'll pick up the item, but it'll kick you out if it's not a valid spot. So we're going to do that here later on in this level. There's going to be a key like hidden behind a wall, and Zilly will run really quickly at it and pick it up when you're not supposed to get it.
Yeah,
I think that's
this is tricky in particular because there's also going to be a mob of imps coming after me. So if I don't do this fast, they're just going to swarm me.
Yeah.
So here's hoping right here.
Yeah, there's a tiny manipulation where Zello shot a single plasma bolt to get the imps further away. Good job, Zello.
Yeah, so it's not technically clipping into the wall. It's just sort of like the game does a check, but it doesn't check whether it's valid in order to pick it up. So he was able to get the yellow key and now leave without getting it the right way.
Also, I do that clip backwards, which means I'm mashing my butt against it to grab it. So you heard it here first. Doom guys got good booty.
All right, Prolix, go ahead with a couple donations for Unholy Cathedral.
Got it. I have one here. It's $50 from He Who Am Are Is Myself saying, "Hey Zello, love from the dance game community. Hope the demons explode."
Thank you, sir.
Also, Primo Victorian chiming in with 1950 saying, "Hey Zello, watching from NJ and miss you a bunch. Can't wait to see you take Doom and pump it up with lead." And $25 here from Tom Allord. "Wonderful to see Doom still kicking 30 years on. Happy to make my first donation ever to GDQ on this wonderful game and this wonderful cause. Happiness has to be fought for."
So this is our favorite texture in the game called Fire Blue, and it is just the destroyer of streams, and I'm going to look at it as much as possible, and I'm not sorry for it.
It's the greatest test for the entire marathon. All right, so coming into Limbo, earlier on in Pandemonium, Zello picked up the BFG, and the BFG is just does a ton of damage to whatever you're doing, as long as you know the precise mechanics. So there's two separate damage sources with the BFG, which is a main projectile that can deal between 100 and 800 damage, and 40 invisible rays. Now the directionality of these rays depend on when you initially shot. So if you shoot it north, then the damaging rays will come out from the north. Even if you were stood 180 degrees, which is again, you know, Doom guy having the strongest booty in the universe, I guess, apparently. But yeah, that is going to come to use in the next map. But with Limbo itself, it's, I don't know, it has an oddity to it where it's more of a puzzle map than really a whole bunch of enemies to deal with. So Zello is going to do this strafe trick, and he has to be very careful, because if you overshoot the jump, you soft lock.
Thankful that didn't happen. So we got the boss fight right here. This is going to be against the Spider Mastermind. So here's the part with BFG. So here is the Spider Mastermind. There was the Spider Mastermind.
Nice.
And that's E3. And that brings us to episode 4, which is the expansion episode for Ultimate Doom. And this sucker's hard.
Oh yeah, I think there was a donation earlier that was mentioning the difficulty of episode 4, and it's just a massive skyrocket. Like, Toxin Refinery is difficult, but just the skill set to dodge damage on E4M1 is just very important to getting through. There is only 10% HP on this map.
There's another bump going on here. There's a fence that doesn't actually reset your speed, so you can just rub against it, and you're constantly doing checks to pick up stuff on the other side of it.
Yeah, so in terms of the key bumps, the Episode 3 key bump is a little more difficult than this Episode 4 one. Oh boy, infamous map here by John Romero. It's actually, it had a very short design time of like 6 hours, and it just ends up being the most difficult map. So Zello here is attempting a BFG grab, but it can be...
The Cacos are really getting in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to pick up a BFG through a wall, which is really difficult. I'm going to try and do it head on. So there's
Nice.
a setup way, and there's also a backup just running straight at it. It's pretty difficult to get. And then we're going to make this giant jump, which skips the whole map. We also skip a Cyber Demon, thankfully. I need that cell pack over there.
Yeah, one more cell pack that will come in handy later in the episode. The cell routing is like quite important for Episode 4. Also, don't blink or you might miss this map. So Zello is setting up. Zello's going to grab this invulnerability and then use an enemy to do a rocket
There we
boost.
go, first try, nice. Yeah, it's really tricky because you're doing the rocket jump off of a moving target with that lost soul, so it's the positioning you have to improvise on the fly, and I'm glad I got that first try.
E4, M4, E4, M5 are a little bit forgettable in some ways, so Prolix, your final chance to shine.
Sounds good. I have $20 here from Kaseme saying, "Hey Zello, happy to see you participating again. Sending much love and best wishes for the run."
Thank you.
$10 from Gears Over Dawn. I didn't know I needed a scented candle in my life until I heard that there was a ruin scented Deep Doom candle. I must know what it smells like. So I did my job. $10 here from La Di Da saying, "Rip and tear through cancer." And speaking of my job, just wanted to let everyone know there is an incentive open now for Batman Arkham City coming up in a couple of games. We can change that from any percent to a hard mode run. Just need to raise about $15,000 more for that. And $10 here from a Game Wizard saying, "Rip and tear until it is done." Yes, we have chosen the path of perpetual speedruns here tonight, my friends. $68.70 from Fingy saying, "Hello, Zello. Hope you aren't getting body blocked too much through the hallways. Good luck on the run and showing off the ultimate run for the ultimate doom." Smiley face.
Good timing because I got body blocked out of jumping through a window. So this is by far the most difficult map in the entire run. And hopefully we're going to have an okay time with it.
Yeah, Zello used a bunch of plasma, but there's a huge amount of pickups in the beginning. The main theme of E4 M6 is there's a central teleporter, which, depending on which direction that you enter the teleporter, teleports you to a different section of this map. But by doing a strafe jump, Zello has skipped the majority of this. Now, this is the prime lethal Cyber Demon incoming. This is the most difficult Cyber Demon in, I'd say, any of the classic Doom runs.
And he played nice. He's dead.
Okay, nice.
Which is funny because I got blasted with a rocket.
I am so frustrated because we were just watching a previous run of mine, and I think I died there for like 2 minutes, and you know, just Cyber Demon plays nice, all casually, so better thank him after the run.
All right, one last SR50 trick right here. If we make this really precise jump from this door and not get blocked, we can just hit this exit switch right in the middle. And that brings us to the last map of the run.
Last map already, so there's many hit scanners, and we'll see what Zello does here. There's a couple choices, but at low HP, there is like all of these safety items that just exist on platforms, so I think that's a prudent choice in going back and grabbing some. Because like these hallways can get dicey, the Barons of Hell plus the Pinkies can just block you from all angles.
Yeah.
And you require a certain amount of HP for a final rocket jump. So coming in here, there's an annoying Baron, and
Nice.
wow,
Okay.
awesome execution, Zello.
One
awesome.
more Spider Mastermind. Okay, time is going to be when I enter the exit in the center right here. So we're just going to hopefully jump in from here, and time. It was a good run overall.
Doom has story.
Nice.
What was the final time on that?
It was 23:21.
All right, cool. That's great. Yeah, pretty much anything under 25 I consider really great for a marathon because, like Di mentioned, this game is extremely random. My best is a 20:39, and I don't expect it to get much lower, but who knows. Big shout outs to everybody at the marathon who's donated, supported. Big thanks to Diamond Peaches for being awesome friends and commentating with us. This has always been one of my favorite games as a kid. When I was 3 years old, this came out, and I would sit on my dad's lap and just watch him play, just slaughtering demons at 3 years old. 30 years later, here we are on the big stage. Oh, by the way, there's our pet rabbit, Daisy.
Poor Daisy.
Poor Daisy. But if you are interested at all in any kind of classic Doom speedrunning, you can get in touch with Doom World community. You can get in touch with like the Console Doom Discord, the Doom 64 Discord. We'll help you out. We'll get you set up. This game has a lot of history, and it's really fun. And I didn't even get started with Doom 1 until after the last AGDQ run of this. So big thanks to Dime for getting me started in that regard, and Peaches also for Doom 64. But I think that's going to be it for me. Do y'all have anything else y'all want to add?
I mean, I just want to say thanks for the invite. I haven't run this game, just been a while since Chex Quest and Doom 64. It means a lot. I'm honored to be up here and cheering you on and supporting a fellow Doom speedrunner.
No, it's awesome, and like being known for some Doom 64, it's just very impressive to me. Going from a controller to using a keyboard, it's very different, and you've been mastering it faster than ever. So amazing job, Zello.
Thanks, guys. Anyways, if y'all want more Doom action, Rytro has Doom 2016 100% Nightmare later this week, and you don't want to miss that. But that's going to be it for me for the marathon, aside from maybe commentating later. So y'all have a great rest of the marathon. Have fun. Keep donating.
Yeah, keep it going out there, everyone. For Zello with that awesome run of Ultimate Doom. So great to see that, as always. And we've got much more coming up in store for you all the rest of the week here at AGDQ 2024.